Evening, you lot. How you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews from the last 7 days or so. Hope you are all well. Hope things are going good. Let's see who's in chat. As Jenny just quite rightly mentioned, yes, Kindred was here at 8:38. He says first. I even cringe saying that. It's as annoying as get good. Yeah, I hate that saying. It's shockingly bad. But welcome, Kindred, for being here. Nice and early. Gozzo, good evening. How are you, sir? Danker, good evening. No worries. Danker's a bit of a tired boy because he started back at work, just getting used to it. Diva, good evening. Hello, lovely. Hope you're well. Hope you're doing good. She's like, I made it. Always good to see you here. Who else we got? Jenny, obviously. Jenny, hello. Jenny is our community member of the month. Go check out her channel. Go give her a follow. I'm sure Sophie, because Sophie's here, give her another shout out. Do that. Flame, good evening. Good to see you as always, buddy. Who else have we got here as well? Sophie, obviously, who says, get good scrub, which probably just applies to her saying to me just generally for life normally. So thank you. There you go. Welcome, everyone. Good to see you. Been playing the Callisto Protocol. Right, so I hope you enjoy it. Most people really hated that game, and I loved it. And it was in my top 5 games of that year, which was, Jesus, 3 years ago now saying that. That's freaky. I hope you enjoy it. And then along came Dead Space Remake and absolutely trashed it to pieces because it's even better. I look like I'm wearing PJ. Thanks. Dan's here from Debug, everyone. He says, I'm awake. Are you alive? Last time I saw you, you looked like you were dying at a table. That's last time I saw you. iQuail, good evening. There you go. Sophie is now 100% completed Crime Scene Cleaner, which came out last week. Sophie says, I played Callisto. It was okay. Boo. I think more people. And Sophie doesn't, well, if you don't like Dead Space, you're not going to like Callisto because Callisto is like a poor man's. Even I can't believe I'm saying that. It's a poor man's Dead Space, but there you go. Did you get all the achievements now they fix the bugs? I have been reborn. I'm mostly okay now. By the way, I sent you a text yesterday. You might want to read it. Just saying. It's about something we were talking about last week, which I'll mention later. She's quite funny. Not long now. I know the new Doom game. I can't wait. That's my next thing. It's going to be that and something else that could potentially be my game of the year, but we'll have to see. Dead Space is awesome. Indeed. I agree. That was in my top 5 games of... Jeez, was that last year or the year before? There you go. Brantley, lurking sweetheart. Hello, lovely. Have a great stream. Stay safe and all. Yeah, and you, mate. Good to see you. There you go. But without further ado, let's bring in my co-host who knows the most. He's probably been playing a load of games. Please welcome in Mr. David Jones. Good evening.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How's everyone in chat? Hope you're all good.
I think that'll be good. Don't forget, exclamation Dave. Show your appreciation to this fountain of knowledge right here. I'm very grateful to call a friend for many years, and I'm sorry it's been this long and I've put you through so much.
I know. Terrible of you.
I know, God, we should have never met in 1980, whenever it was.
If I had time machines.
Time machines, you could eradicate me from this earth. That would be fantastic. There you go.
That's the dream.
There you go. Dave, I'm even better now. I've seen that face. See?
Good.
There you go. Oi, original Dave. Jenny. There you go. There you go. Sophie says, I'm a bit late to the party, but just installed Hogwarts. Oh, nice. Okay. They've just done a special edition of that, haven't they? Yeah, Back to the Future.
No, special edition got canned.
Yeah. Oh, did it? They scrapped it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that director's cut. Never got officially announced anyway, but they just canned it off.
Oh, geez. It must have been fan trailers I've seen then. So there you go. How did you both meet? Primary school.
Yep.
Simple story.
I can't quite remember how at primary school, too long ago, and the memory is not that good.
Yeah, I know. We're in our mid-40s. We can't remember stuff from the 80s. That's all you need.
Or last week.
That's a regular occurrence. Nerds says yes, we are nerds. Dave, what have you been playing since we saw you last week?
I have played a bit more Split Fiction. So got back to the fantasy world now. Just got a couple of cute little dragons that are helping myself and my mate get through some of the the new levels.
Oh yeah, we got to that bit. Yeah,
so far. So I'm going to carry on with that this weekend most likely. Then got back into Indiana Jones. I'd taken a week off that, so I played quite a bit of that actually. I finished off Egypt, then did the Himalayas, did Shanghai. I'm now in Sukhothai, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yeah, which is probably the longest level. It's huge.
Yeah, that's meant to be quite a big reason. So
yeah,
I didn't do anything in that. Just kind of got to and got for the initial first little bits in the small village. So when I next pick that up, I'm going to nice big level to work my way through. So going to carry on with that one probably later in the week. And then Blueprints has been getting its hooked into me with its mystery.
Really
yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I won't say too much because I don't know how far you've got if you're playing it or anyone else.
I've done a fair chunk. That's all
I've unlocked a few things and found ways to do certain things in it. Yeah. Been a bit vague because it's not one to spoil, but it's definitely got its hooks in there. There's definitely things you sort of find. You think, oh, how do I progress this sort of bit? So I mean, I think there's things you can just ignore if you want to, just try and find that 46 room. But if you want to sort of look around, there's a lot more to the mystery of the place, which is pretty cool.
So I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm nowhere near completing it at all. And I will also say, we're not talking about Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on PlayStation, but it got an 8.5 out of 10, which was the same score it got on Xbox and PC. So that's that done. Thank you very much. Put it out the window. But do play it because it's brilliant. It was in our top 15 games of last year. No, Blueprints is fantastic. It was !debug, by the way. Put that in the chat. Was a front cover for Debug magazine, and it thoroughly lives up to everything that it promised. I really, really like that game. And the fact that we find little hints and things like, again, hopefully it's a spoiler, when you find the magnifying glass, looking at notes, you find things that you couldn't see. It's so clever, but there you go. I've got to say, someone has returned, and I'm just going to say, hello, evening. Hello, you. Evening. And we know why that certain person is here. Thank you for the follow. Greatly appreciate it, Amy. But yeah, do go check it out. And then I finished South of Midnight, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Thought the ending was a little abrupt, but then they do that thing that they chuck at the end of all the credits, and I kind of went, that made up a little bit for it. So there you go. And there you go. No, Danzig, no, you're our guest next week, which we'll talk about you in a bit, my friend. Good to see you, by the way. Amy is back from the dead. She has been resurrected. We're just lurking around. Appreciate that, dude. He's on the show next week because obviously Expedition 33 Claire Obscura out Thursday, streaming it on Monday. We'll be talking about it on next week's show. And Dan from Kepler Interactive is our guest next week. That's that plug out of the way. And then I am nearly finished Atomfall. So as soon as I finish South of Midnight, straight back onto Atomfall, caning the shit out of that. And I'm now in the nuclear power plant. So I think I'm close to the end. I have no idea what ending I'm going to get, though, because apparently there's 6 different endings. So knowing me with these games at multiple endings, I always get the shit ending. So I kind of going to live up to my potential of getting that again. Yeah, Sophie says I'm close to the end because I know Sophie finished it. She hammered through it that one weekend. But there you go. There's no wrong ending. Oh, okay, that's good because I have murdered a lot of people. Hopefully for the right reasons, though. I hope, but we'll see. But we'll find out next week. Anyway, enough about what we've been playing. Let's get our guest on this week. This gentleman has been on the show many a time, whether it's through the stuff that he's done with Debug or his own events. And this year kicked off his first ever Bristol VGE, which was a huge success, like 800 people through the door, absolutely jam-packed. You saw the photos. It was insane. It was a massive success. And not only that, he has got this event that returns literally for its 4th year, if I've got that right, because of the way it is, coming back this July for a 2-day extravaganza, I'm going to say. Probably the biggest event he's ever done. Nottingham Video Games Expo is back. Please welcome the one and only Alex, also known as the Sega Guru.
Hey, how are you all doing?
Hello. All good,
hey, you've moved into Simran's house.
Oh, yeah, look at it.
You guys
same piano and everything.
We've had many guests use this house. We don't know where it is. It's a secret location.
Yeah, so we're in the middle of moving. So we're kind of boxing everything up and just getting ready to go again. So yeah, we're just in that in between at the moment.
I was going to say, is this the new house that you and Amy are moving into? So yeah.
If only.
Yeah.
We can't afford that.
Grand piano as standard. There you go. Cute Tiger Gem. Thank you so much for the follow earlier. You were in Total Video Games show last night. So nice to meet you. Thank you for the follow. Wow, Alex is coming up in the world. There you go.
It's all that money from Debug, you see.
It is, isn't it? All these multi-million-pound event deals and stuff that you're doing.
Yeah.
Podcast says, I recognise that piano. There you go. Amy says, I wish we'd moved that. Is Alex not on Twitch anymore? Well, technically, it's the YouTube channel. Now, the YouTube channel is there. We've just dropped the link. Please do go. We'll start with the Sega Guru stuff first. So the channel's there. Please do go give Alex a follow. But tell us how you all started, because I know you had a big rebrand last year and everything. So tell us more about the channel. Yeah,
so I mean, when did I start it? I think I started it it was nearly, or it has been 10 years. And yeah, it started as a joke, basically. There was a bunch of us in the pub and we were all like, oh, why don't we just make a YouTube channel? And there was like 6 of us who were all talking about it, all had these great ideas. And then no one wanted to do it in the end. So I just went, do you know what? I'll do it myself then. So I started because, I liked all different types of games and talking about them. And yeah, just started from there. I started with a really bad laptop. Audio was shockingly bad. And then it's during pandemic, I think. Yeah, 2020 was when I really started to kind of get into doing it a bit more. And because I kind of grown up playing the Dreamcast predominantly and a lot of Sega hardware, I was like, I'm going to focus my attention here because that's where my love really stands. Right. And I really like the kind of homebrews and seeing what people are bringing to the system now, not just, anyone can talk about Shenmue. Yeah. But I want to talk about what people are doing on it now. So, seeing things like GTA 3 now come to fruition, GTA Vice City, it's just been the Wipeout port. That's what, really, really interests me, to just see what people how they can push this system to the limit. And that's where we are now with it. So
that's really cool. There's so much stuff. There's so much content that you would you say you average about a video a week or every 2 weeks now? It's
generally a video a week. It really depends what's coming through. Because a lot of the time developers they'll message me and say, look, we want you to, can you work on a video for this? Like the Wipeout one, for example, a developer called JN Martin, he was like, I want you to do like an exclusive video for this, like the release video. So you're given the game or sent the image, and then you've got to record it. You got to kind of most things I do unscripted. So when you're listening to the audio, it's literally just me giving my thoughts, and I think that's the way I like doing it. I don't like scripted YouTube videos. I want to hear someone's real thoughts and feelings, and that's kind of the way I do it. But yeah, and then you kind of not rushing, but you want to put a real good kind of look on their title and just show people what you really think. Yeah. And you kind of it's hard to do when you have a full-time job. You're doing events, multiple a year. It's like, when do I get a chance to do anything? So yes, it's very full on. I'm always tired, but I love it. And if I didn't, I wouldn't keep doing it. So
that's cool. Can we give another shout out for the YouTube channel, please? Mods. And I believe the debug command didn't work, so I'll do that one. But if we do that, there you go. Go check out the thing. And Dan, thanks for replying to my message. And yes, mate, that is the correct address.
Dan replies to messages?
Yes, believe it or not, it has known on the odd occasion. I'm not going to say what this is because it sounds really bad, like I'm having a moan, or I could if he wants me to say it. But I fuck it. I ordered my last copy of Debug and I never got it, and it's been sent out, so it's got lost in the post.
Oh,
and I thought I got it sent to my old address, and it turns out I haven't. So some nasty postman has stolen it away from me, so I haven't got it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to send out issue 9. So let's hope he's done that.
Yeah, I've lost track of where we are. What issue? I know I haven't got the most recent one.
Yeah,
I haven't got the one before that either. And stupidly, I could have bought a copy at the bloody event in February and didn't bother. I don't know why. But there you go. It's crazy. I will say hello to Duchess, who's here, but she's in ads, I think. So hello, if you're almost back. We will quickly, briefly mention this now, but we'll go into more detail a little bit later on in the show. Yeah. But obviously, massive success that was Bristol for the first time this year. Congratulations on that. And now Nottingham Video Games Expo is back and bigger than ever this time. And I'm going to quickly bring up the website so that everyone can see it, because this literally got announced, it's just over 2.5 weeks ago now since you announced it, wasn't it?
Basically, yeah. So there was kind of like the standard, what we always do is, register and you'll get a certain percentage off for registering, and then they get early access for like a week or so. But then general releases, it's been about 2.5, 3 weeks. So 26th and 27th of July. Make sure to come and join us. Like I said, it's a brand new, bigger venue. It's free parking, great cafeteria there. There's everything you're going to need, really. Obviously, debugging are going to be there in a big way. Obviously, if there are any indie game developers in the chat and you want to showcase your game, make sure to reach out. We got a few spaces left. We got a metric ton of guests this year. Obviously, Adam is back with us, or is joining us. Adam Sawkins, Matt guy. Porter. Adam's funny.
Yeah, Adam's great. I love Adam to bits. I could listen to him talk for 24 hours straight. But you've got Matt, who is basically an exclusive. No one's ever booked Matt ever.
Correct.
Which is fantastic. So that's brilliant. And funny enough, we were talking about the Kart Remaster 2 weeks ago on this show. So that's fantastic. You saw, because as soon as you saw that, I thought that was going. Tony Warriner, you've got as well there.
So obviously Tony's been with us before, but Tony reached out a few months ago because obviously he and Stu Cambridge, who you're about to show just below, are obviously working on a game called Urbex Warriors. So they were like, can we showcase it at the event? I was like, absolutely. And then they were like, well, we can also do a talk. So I was like, please do. So they're going to be with us for the whole weekend. Their talk is only on the one day, but they're going to be with us for the whole weekend. So you can go and see them in the Debug Indie Game area and chat to them there as well. Dave Hayes Hayward. Now, I don't think he's done any talks before. And he's worked literally 3 decades of his life devoted to MAME emulation.
Now, I've got to ask you this, because I knew nothing about this, because obviously I know what emulators are, but what is a MAME emulator?
So MAME, I mean, I should probably update the site and probably put that, because that could be a question people will ask. So MAME emulation is essentially arcade emulation.
Yeah.
So, anything you can think arcade-wise, like, Virtua Cop, House of the Dead, all of that type of emulation onto PC, for example. But that's obviously been ever-changing throughout the decades, and he's really devoted to that. And then obviously the East Midlands Ghostbusters are joining us. That should be a good one. Nice. So they'll be really good. We had the Bristol Ghostbusters, funny enough, at Bristol.
Nice.
So and their charity is called Heartlink. It's Heartlink. It's a children's charity. So they're going to be raising funds for them over the weekend. So that'd be good.
That's cool. We'll talk a little bit more. We'll talk about traders and Bulgaria, and the fact that you have got, for the first time ever at Notts, a LAN area, which is cool, because there ain't that many events that do LAN stuff anymore. So it's pretty damn good that you've got that. That's a new addition. But before we get cracking on with the show, this is what I'm going to show, because Alex has very kindly sent me a code. And if I do that and press this, I apologize for the image you are about to see, because it's got some ugly fuck on it. But there you go. If I bring this up, yes, you can get 20% off tickets by using the code MAG right now. We'll be plugging the hell out of this because we'll be plugging Knots over the next couple of weeks. If you are interested in going, use the code MAG. You can get 20% off all tickets right now. And I apologize about that image that is on screen.
Not the most flattering one of you, is it really?
It's not. I mean, it's funny because it looks like I'm being nailed to a cross. And then at the side, it looks like I'm having a shit. But either way, I think
the cross one's fitting for Easter anyway, isn't it?
Well, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
That makes sense, yeah.
Hey, look, if it sells tickets, people can crucify me, so that's fine. I don't give a shit. Do it. If it sells tickets, it's good. We've got a couple of questions. I'll just quickly go through. Firstly, Duchess, hello, welcome. I see you as well. Great to have you here. Was it issue 9? No, what? It's the issue before the issue that I haven't got. I'm 2 issues behind, but anyway, I don't want to embarrass Dan. He'll get it to me. Gosno says, still happy with the venue. Is local, is where near my house. I can get there. How far is Nottingham from Manchester? A couple of hours.
Yeah, a couple of hours. Yeah,
there you go. I know Amy's already answered this in chat, but Cute Tiger Gem said, is there plenty of parking? There's tons.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 car parks that are going to be open. There's actually 3 car parks, but I know they're definitely opening 2, and it's hundreds of spaces. Yeah. So, loads of parking. Yeah.
So, yeah,
and it's free.
No excuses. We're going to show you a little video of the venue a little bit later on. There you go. Also, Ems, hello, good evening. Lovely to see you. If you want a link to the website, there is a new command that is available to everyone. !Knots, NOTTS. Not only gives you that code MAG, but also takes you straight to the website that we were just looking at. Someone can put it in now. That would be fantastic. !Knots in chat. There you go. There is the link. The 26th and 27th of July. Harvey Haddon. Is it Haddon or Hayden? I call it Haddon.
I call it Haddon.
Haddon. Yeah. Village. There you go. Get your tickets now, you wonderful people. We will be plugging the shit out of this over the next couple of months because we need to. Because I keep saying there's tons of great events, and Alex and the team behind the scenes put on some fantastic events. And I'm just fucking. There seems to be a pattern now, right? That every time you run it on a year that's of an odd number, I can't go. And every time you run it on an even year, I can go. Because 2022, I was there. And 2024, I was there. Couldn't go 23. I'm in a bloody another country in 2025. I'm absolutely fucked off about it. But there you go. When Mag said NOTTS, I've got to in my head was hot to go. Yeah. NOTTSGO. Not hot to go. Something. I'll make something up. We'll get
I hate that song.
Yeah. Anyway, is that like a fair event we can play to throw balls at you while they pose at NVGE? Well, if for some reason my whole tour in South America gets cancelled, you can lock me up in stocks and throw shit at me. Not literal shit, but there you go. Or something. We'll come up with something. If for some bizarre reason I'm not going to be in South America, but it is highly likely. Well, it is. I'm going. The flights are paid and all that shit. But if they suddenly back out of it or cancel, fuck it. I'll be at Knots. So there you go. There, annoying the shit out of Alex. So for 2 days,
that'd be good.
Yeah, and everyone else. But there you go. Cool. Let's crack on with the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. It is our 100. No, fuck me. It's the 213th show, and we've got 8 new games that we are talking about. There was a lot to pick from. Amy says I'm going to be dragged into volunteering. Okay, fuck it. Yeah, why not? 2027. Hello, Ben. Ben from Bullions here. 2027. Mag will miss NBG due to being in jail for the dodgy happening in South America. Yes. Drug muling. Probably. Yes. Probably bringing over emulated games or something. Yeah. But there you go. We won't say where I store them. Crap Master Faz. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hope you're well. But we've got all that. Plus, we're talking about the Nintendo Mario Kart World Direct. And obviously, because the bastards had to make me rewrite the show today because I'd written it and then fucking Bethesda go live at 4 o'clock this afternoon with the Oblivion remake and all the details. So I had to rewrite part of the show. So we are talking about that tonight, but we'll do the review for that game next week, maybe, if I care. So let's get on with our first game. And as we seem to be having a trend on this show, our first game is not a game that's actually been out in the last 7 days. It's a game that's been out in early access, but we've had to wait a while for the reviews to drop. And this game actually came out on the 24th of March. So it's actually been a while. It's nearly a month since it's been out. Out on PC, on early access. And have you ever wanted to be a drug dealer and sell drugs to people in a little bit more of a family-friendly sort of Animal Crossing way? Well, now you can with Schedule 1. There you go. That is Schedule 1, ladies and gentlemen, which is now on early access. So Dave, tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, this is a bit of a drug dealer simulator. There's definitely like a sort of sim game for everything these days. So you've got to, sort of set up your own sort of Breaking Bad type deal, you know. You got to create your own products, you know, bag it all up, got to sell it, you got to try and grow it, you know. It's like a big profitable business. You hire people to start doing the work for you, and then buy some legitimate businesses, then launder the money, all while trying to keep on the head of the cops and rival gangs. As mentioned, though, it's early access, so I think it's still got quite a lot of work to be done. Because one video that I was watching of it was saying that the police aren't particularly challenging at the moment.
No,
they don't. Too easy to get around. So, it's one of those ones, isn't it? You know. It does feel like it's really too early to review it because it's far from complete. There's going to be a fair amount of content going in, but looking at the moment, it looks like it'd be a bit of fun. You're going to get a few hours out of it, but you're probably going to hit a point where it's missing its end game. There's not enough challenge. So most people will want to wait until 1.0, whenever that's going to be. But it also includes carb as well. So if you want to get a mate in to help you with the drug dealing, you can do.
Why not? It's better with friends.
Yeah, that's it.
Great. I actually quite like the look of this. It's funny, I only knew about this about a week and a half ago, so it's been out nearly a month and I only stumbled on it. But reviews only started to drop in the last week or so, which is bizarre. But Alex, your thoughts on this? So you would give a try?
Potentially. It's more the sort of thing I can imagine Amy playing. And I'd just be watching it in the background. I'm not sure it's quite something I'd be playing myself. But, these simulator games, it's pretty much everything nowadays, right? So, why not? I'm sure it will do all right. And it does make you wonder how on earth these things are allowed to happen sometimes. Like a drug dealing simulator. I mean, wow. Interesting.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, we don't review these games. We basically take this with a pinch of salt because we go scour the internet for all the different scores from all different websites, whether it be IGN, Eurogamer, Metacritic, Gamer Ran, all that sort of stuff, and compile it into an average score. You may agree with it, you may not, but for a bit of fun, you can guess the scores. Dave, our guest, Alex, this week, and the chat can guess the scores. And if you get it right, you will get a shout out. Amy says, to be fair, I would play that game. There you go. Jenny says, I would play that and stream it on Switch. I think people are already streaming it. So we've got some scores already in chat. So let's go through. Where was the first one? I just saw it. Danker's like, maybe an 8. Gozzo saying an 8. Ben says 7 right now because it's early access. Some of the scores as well. Where are they? Kindred says a 7. Cute Tiger. I'm going to round you down to a 6 because it's halves and whole numbers. I should have explained that. Sorry, Cute Tiger. Or you can go to 6.5, but let me know which one you want, and then we'll take that as an answer. Flame says a 7. Jenny says an 8.5. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Danzig says 6 for critics, but probably higher on Steam user reviews. Interesting. Alex, what do you reckon this got?
6.5.
6.5. Okay. M's. Control Alt Dan was streaming it last night. Not sure I'd play it though. He was in our chat last night. M says 7.5. The couch says 7. 6.5 at this stage. I think it will go up. Thank you. But yeah, we see this. We see this. Some early access games not so great. Some start off really good. Can go the other way, but we'll see. We'll see. If there's no one else in chat that wants to put the score, this is your last chance. This is Schedule 1 in early access, which came out on the 24th of March on PC. And I can tell you that this is promising because on average, iQuell sneaking in there with a 7. 8 out of 10.
Wow.
Nice.
8 out of 10. Apparently, it's a lot of fun to play. And a lot of people have said, even though the cops are a bit dumb in it, there's so much to do, even though there's no full end game content yet, that you don't feel like you need to like go around shooting people or hitting with a bat because you can go around skateboarding and doing the deals and doing all the other stuff, which makes it like a cozy farm game, but with a lot of humor. So they don't need to lean into the sort of GTA violence. So yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out. I'd quite like to play that when it's finished. Once it's finished, I'll give it a go. But yeah, 8 out of 10. Congratulations. Gozzo got that right. Danka got that right. Did anyone else? No. People were close. But there you go. The first surprise of the night. There you go. So let's go all be playing Drug Dealer Simulator. There you go. So, as I said, I had good core gameplay then. Yes, apparently so, yeah. Apparently it's very relaxing as well, especially when you put the weed into the bags and sort it all out. There you go, as the reviews are saying. So, obviously, a couple of things happened last week. Some images were leaked of, and we've been talking about this, when is this Oblivion Remaster going to drop? And last week, images were released showing the old version to the new version, and people were like, well, this has got to be coming up soon. We talked about the fact that the Xbox Summer Showcase was coming up on last week's show. Some people said it could be before then. Some people said it could be really soon. Well, it happened. It happened at 4:15 this afternoon, UK time, because they literally went live, announced it at the weekend saying, we are going to show the trailer. We're going to go a bit more in depth. Boom, 4 o'clock this afternoon went live and went, it's out now on PS5, PC, Xbox Series X and S, and is on Game Pass right now. So Oblivion, The Elder Scrolls 4 Remastered is out. And it hit us quite quickly. So much so that I was like, bollocks, I need to rewrite one of the stories for the show. I'm going to be honest. I'm not that excited for it because I'm not big on the Elder Scrolls. I know there's a lot of people in chat that are, but it did look amazing what they've done with it, and just even little things like attention to detail, like your character can now run. We get that was a bugbear. Yeah, no, I'm not wearing an hoodie. You're the second person to ask me. It's just a general top with a thing. It's just a jumper, but there you go. There you go. Might be sponsored by hoodie, but that's another story. So I'm not that excited for it, but it looked amazing. You could see the work. I look like Adam Sandler. I golf like Adam. Well, yeah, I do. I hit it like a hockey stick. Yeah, there's some incredible stuff that's gone into it. And it's funny how Todd Howard's been getting so much shit. And then everyone was watching the live thing going, oh, God Howard, he's done so well. I'll start with Dave, but are you guys excited for this? Because it looks great. I ain't going to play it, but it does look great.
Yeah, it does look really good. You know, they've done a good job there. They've kept the original game engine running underneath, and it's just, you know, then an Unreal Engine over the top, just doing like graphics animations and a few little bits and pieces just to you know, bring it up to nice modern standards. And it does look very, very nice graphic-wise. They've got some fantastic effects in there. It makes it look better than was it like Starfield that came out recently?
Yeah.
Which was just using Bethesda's engine.
Ironically,
kind of pisses all over that. So it's going to be interesting to see what Bethesda do with Elder Scrolls 6. Are they going to really boost up their engine to make it look as good as this one, or are they going to like make use of Unreal Engine as well? I have to wait and see on that. I think the only sort of disappointment with this one though is it's got no official modding support to it.
Yeah,
I think some like unofficial mods are getting like are popping up on Nexus mods, but there's no like official way to put them in. So it'd be interesting to see what does actually happen with that. I'm kind of interested to play it. I don't know if I'm going to jump into it right now because I've got too much of the stuff to try and play. But I did play this way back when on the 360, but I just can't remember it well enough to know if I really do want to go back and play it, because it will feel dated now. Because I say it's the original game engine, so it will play like a 2006 game. It will still have a bit of the jank there because it's only the graphics and stuff replaced. So I'm just not quite sure if I do want to go back to it. I'm tempted to give it a go. I might wait a little bit for it to have a few patches and things, and then try it in a month or two when I finish off some other games.
Yeah.
Otherwise, end up in that vicious cycle of forever starting games, never finishing the bloody thing.
And then never finish it.
Yep.
Yeah. Alex, is this something that you've been looking forward to?
No. Yeah, I've never played it, and I did play Skyrim for, this is no joke, about an hour. And it's just not my type of game. If they turn around and said, Fallout New Vegas or something has been remastered, I'll be like, yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And I think with the hype around the TV series, and everyone loves that, you're also going to hook in a lot of people who may have not ever played anything apart from maybe Fallout 4 or Fallout 76.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if they're now, badgering away, squirreling away, I think is the term, to get maybe that done. I could be wrong, but I could just see there's so many new people to Fallout. I think that will be next. But
yeah, I mean, they're working on the next Elder Scrolls, because he even mentioned that in his thing, saying that number 6 is on the way.
Right.
But it would make sense that they need to do another Fallout, because obviously the problem, as you say, they had is that Fallout has now come back in favour after 76 went down like a lead balloon. Yeah. But then ironically, they managed to turn that round after a couple of years. But it's been that long since they've done that. But there you go.
They need a proper single player Fallout again, not this you need to be online thing. And the kind of co-op-y type experience, it just doesn't work on there. So they need a proper single player one.
Possibly safe, but they've not confirmed that. We just know that they're still working on the next Elder Scrolls game, because it was announced years ago, and then he said we are working on it, and that was it. So
I think they just do one game at a time. It was Starfield, all hands on Elder Scrolls 6. Then they maybe do a Fallout 5. I think they are meant to be doing a remake of Fallout 3. Maybe it'll be someone else doing it, like it was a different team who did Oblivion.
Right.
Oblivion.
Yeah.
So I might just farm Fallout 3 remake out to someone else.
Maybe, and oversee it like they've done with this one. It's we'll see.
A lot of game studios do that now, though, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Look at the GTA trilogy, which was done by
You've got to farm that to the right people, haven't you?
Exactly.
You've even had it with like we've been moaning about all these Last of Us remasters, and when they did that one Last of Us remaster on PC, and they fucked it royally. It was shocking. But then the most recent one, which we talked about on last week's show, is perfectly decent. So it choose the companies you work with carefully. It's almost, I want to say, this is really bad. I know there's some people did enjoy Starfield. I know Sophie was one of them, but I wish they'd never bothered with that, because then we would have probably been further in the process with this, and then probably closer to a new Fallout. But there you go. You can do it on MS Paint. Thank you, Jenny. There you go. I know you liked it. Some people liked it. I just thought it was just average, just nothing that it should have been. Average. But there you go. Anyway, moving on. So anyone who's going to be playing it, enjoy it. I know it's 125 gigabytes, which was another big complaint. But yeah, we'll talk about that more on next week's show. Our next game came out Tuesday last week, and will be also part of the PS Plus editions, because the first part of the game did come out in April. This one lands kind of May time. But if you bought the first one, you can get the second part free in that respect. And this is the next game from Don't Nod. This is the second part of Lost Records Rage and Bloom. This is tape 2 in the series. Let's have a look at this.
I have a wish. Abyss. I bring a sacrifice. I seek your guidance.
There you go. Not giving away much in the trailer, because if you did, you give away the whole of the second part of the story. So if anyone wants to check out the trailer for the first one, go check it out. But we did play the first game on stream, and it's a game that bounces between sort of modern day and the 90s. And it's things that happen to a group of kids who become friends, and it lands on a cliffhanger. And then obviously this goes more into the modern day aspect. There's still bits that bounce back, but what's going to happen? But tell us a little bit more about this one, Dave.
Yeah, I think it's sort of covered it quite well there. I mean, I think sort of the setup of it kind of reminds me a little bit of like, Stephen King's It, the way it's set in two different time periods, like, a group of friends who come together, in their small town when they're younger to get involved in like some sort of mystery that's lurking there. And then, something then draws them back, decades later, and they're all over and they've got to, face the mystery and, solve it once and for all. So it's got the, similar sort of vibes to that. I haven't played this one yet because I was waiting for the the second part to come out, because I can never be bothered to wait in between like episodic releases. I'd rather just get the whole thing and then just be able to just play through it, not have to wait for the story, because otherwise I didn't forget what's been happening. So it's nice it's all out now, and you can just blast through it, see if the story's any good. It's by Don't Nod, who did the original Life is Strange, so got a good pedigree there, because I did enjoy that, and it is the same type of game, narrative adventure. Pretty much taking your character through the town, meeting people, making friends, picking your dialogue options to like further the story, make choices as you go through. I think it looks pretty good. It's definitely on my my list to have a look at some point soon. Nice.
Alex, you kind of into the Life is Strange games, that aspect, narrative stuff, but again, not really your cup of tea.
No, not
my... we picked some bad ones tonight, sorry.
Yeah, it's not my sort of thing, but I know just when you mentioned Life is Strange, everyone loved, well, I'm pretty sure most people I spoke to loved those. Yeah. Was there two of them? There's
4 or 5 now. Yeah.
Is there? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm sure it would be popular. I'll give you my score now. Actually, I can imagine, just based on the whole pedigree thing, it's probably like, I was going to say 9, but that's let's go 9. I'm going to go 9.
All right, cool. Go for a 9 out of 10, says Alex.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at what everyone else is saying. Dankin says a 7. Gozzo says a 7. I'm trying to remember what the first one got. I think it was either 7.5 or an 8. The first part of this. Jem says an 8. M says 7.5. Kindred says didn't see it, so a 7. Iquel says an 8. Flame says a 6. So it's got quite varied there. Dave, what say you?
I'm feeling an 8 for this one.
Going for an 8 for this one as well. Ben saying a 7. Jenny 7.5. Folks, it's your last chance. This is Lost Records, Rage or Bloom, Tape 2, which came out last Tuesday on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And the second part will be free on PS Plus, just like the first part was last month. And if there are no other scores in chat, this part, didn't fare as well as the first part.
Okay.
Only slightly. Got a 7 out of 10 on average. Oh, Dan coming in there with an 8, just in time. But there you go. So, Ben, congratulations, you got it right. Kindred, well done. Gozzo got it right. Danke, you got it right. 4 people got that right. Well done. There you go. And people are in ads, but there you go. You get the shout outs anyway. So there you go. So yeah, it makes me wonder whether the big ending isn't as good as what they built up for the cliffhanger, because it's only a 2-part of this one. So yeah, there you go. Dan says just in time, but wrong. Correct. But there you go. Let's move on to some more news. Obviously, we were talking a lot about the Nintendo Switch 2. last week, and obviously the things to do with the prices and stuff, and God knows what else is going on. But what's interesting is a statement was put out by former Sony president, let me get his name right, fuck me, I knew I was going to get that wrong. Sudo Huashua, I got it right this time, who basically said that Nintendo has lost its identity. He was interviewed on a podcast and saying that the core games that Nintendo are releasing are still great and people love them. So we've got this new Mario Kart, we've got this new Donkey Kong and that. But he said, why, oh, why would you have any reason to play any third-party games on this new Switch, especially things like Cyberpunk? He said, because what he said, if you're what he calls a core gamer that has a PlayStation, an Xbox, a PC, you wouldn't even consider buying a Switch 2, right? And I kind of agree with him. But then he said, but if you are a big Nintendo fan and that is your only platform, then this is a massive step up. So he wasn't in the Switch 2. He's saying a massive step up. He said there's a lot of stuff that Nintendo have fallen behind. Like, yay, you've got camera and chat. You could do that from a fucking PS2. There's certain things that it feels like they're so late to the party. And everyone was like, oh, Discord interaction. No, it's their own thing. And it's like, oh, okay, that would have been cool to like, because all the other consoles have got Discord interaction. So he's just saying some people are going to be a bit disappointed with it. Some people in chat saying he's got a point. I kind of see it from both point of view. I think I will probably never play third-party titles on a Switch 2. But if you haven't got a chance to do it and you've only been on Switch, yes, you can now play Cyberpunk. And the initial reports are it plays pretty well on it. It's purely going to play a lot better than when it fucking came out in 2020, let's face it. But yeah, what are people's thoughts? Again, I'll start with David and come to Alex. I want to know your thoughts. And also, I want to know, Alex, if you have pre-ordered one or not.
Go to Dave first and then I'll...
Yeah, I can see his point. I mean, with this one, they haven't really got a major sort of like innovation with it, have they? This is more of like a an iteration of what's gone before. I know it's got like mouse support, but that's probably not going to be used in a huge amount of titles, and probably not that many people end up using it in the end because mouse support's only really going to feel comfortable on a desk. I know they say you can do it on your leg, but it's not going to be that great on your leg, surely. So that's the sort of main difference they've got. I think that'll probably get ignored by most. But yeah, I mean, I've pre-ordered one, but I will really only bother with like the Nintendo exclusives on there, like Mario Kart, Metroid Prime, whatever the next Zelda is, next Mario. I'll play those on it. The third party stuff, you're right, I won't bother playing them on there. I can see though that there will be some convenience for people having those on there because you can take them wherever you want, play on your big screen, take them on your daily commute in the train, play a bit of Cyberpunk there. It's quite good. But I can also understand why Nintendo probably haven't done too much change this time. I mean, the Switch was so successful. Why try and radically change things and risk, things go in the way of the Wii U, which really did not, do very well for them. After the Wii did really well, the Wii U was a disaster. So I can understand them not doing too much different this time.
I like that. No good reason to play third-party titles. He's just pissed because we released Bullion on the Switch and not PS5. I like that. I think one thing people have said is everyone loved the Switch, but everyone's been wanting a massive upgrade to the Switch, which they're getting, and I think this is perfectly decent. So I'm kind of really excited for it. But I just won't be. I'll be playing Nintendo games on it. I won't be playing. I mean, the only one that might be a thing is that one From Software game that's been announced that we don't think is on other platforms. But then again, it might be a console exclusive and then come to Xbox and PlayStation. But so there are things that might go, oh, actually, I will get third.
That does look interesting. Just need to see more about it since it's a PvE game. Yeah. Could be interesting. Dustbloods, I think it was called.
Yeah.
It does look cool. I like From, so I probably would give that a look.
Yeah, that sounds fun. So, Alex, have you pre-ordered one? And what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I haven't pre-ordered one, but there's potential to get one in the future. But I bought the original Switch, but it's barely left its case, if I'm honest. Nintendo fans will always, but they are so hardcore. They love Nintendo, right? Yeah. So they'll always buy the consoles. They love their Zeldas. They love their Marios. They love their Metroids. And that is not a bad thing. That's great. They know what they like. And for them now to be able to open up the catalogue to other titles that have been on other systems, I think is a good move. I think if Nintendo ever said, right, okay, you can now play Mario on PS5, that would be it. And I think consoles, it would go downhill. Yeah. I mean, you just have to look at things like, well, I don't want to say the Dreamcast and things like that. But when you look at Sega, as soon as their stuff was kind of widely available on everything else, the hardware it's no longer there. And I'm going to bang on about the Dreamcast because it was so pioneering. It had the built-in modem. You could play online. It had so many things, but 4-player straight off the bat. Yeah. It did so many things right, but because it didn't have the right support from third parties, funny enough. So that's kind of a different thing again. I guess the Sega fans were just never as hardcore as Nintendo. Yeah. But and that from the From Software title, there's no way that's not coming to other things.
It's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, console exclusives from third parties very rarely remain on one system. Why would they? Because they know PS5 has sold a crap ton. I can't remember how many Xboxes sold, but they sold a fair whack, right? Yeah. So why wouldn't they? It's software makes money, so they're going to do it. It's just it will be timed maybe for 6 months to a year or something. But I'm sure it will do well. But it's Nintendo. I think most of the time.
I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it not doing well. I think it'll do all right. And as you say, I know people are rushing to get one, and that's fine. But I think they'll be easier to get further down the line. It's not like the PS5, Xbox Series X thing we had back in 2020. But we'll see. But I'm looking forward to the new Mario Kart, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Looking forward to that new Donkey Kong. Was there anything else I was massively that excited for after that Direct? Not really. And the only other game that I was like, oh, the Kirby remaster, because I never played that the first time round because I got a Switch after that came out. So, but that's it for me. So we'll see. But there you go. Reason for being exclusive on Switch: $2,000 per person per year game engine licenses on. Oh well, we've heard about that, and it's a bastard to get games. Some games we've seen come out on PS5 and everything, and then they go, oh shit, we've been delayed on Xbox because the process to get through Xbox is an absolute ball ache. Yeah, and we've talked about that on this show before.
Well, I think that's why you don't see a lot of indies get physical releases on the Xbox. Yeah, it's always PS5 and Switch. Yeah, or PS4 and Switch.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like Xbox seems to have their own. I'm going off topic here, but they have their own core of indie games that they will push in that. But it's because they've invested in some, so they're gonna. Yeah. Anyway, that can be a discussion for another day. Talking of indie games, now this dual segue, and this will hopefully tick the boxes for Alex. So, back in September, and this game was available to play at EGX, so hopefully you got to play this when you were at EGX, Alex, because I did. It was great. A game came out that was an homage to some fantastic platforming games, and now they have brought out a free-to-download DLC for this game. And Dave will probably correct me that if you haven't got the game, you can buy this as a separate thing as well. But this is Nikodeiko. I knew I'd get that wrong as well. The Magical World Director's Cut, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Nintendo Switch. So let's have a look at the Director's Cut. Here we go.
My name is Dmitry Smirnov. I am the CEO and founder of Vega Game Studio, and also I'm game director of Nikodeiko. It's something like a dream project for us. It's love letter for classic platformers, but also we are trying to be in the level of top-rated platformers. Currently we are working on a free DLC for players who bought the game. It's named Director's Cut. It's a lot of things that we would like to give to players. I'm proud of my team and I'm proud of the product. We have a lot of feedback from our players. We have a lot of emails. I personally read and answer every email. There are a lot of ideas for the game, how to improve the game. It really helps us to make the good game a great game. We try to implement all the necessary features you asked for. Players who love to play Nikodeiko will have some new stuff from us. A new world, a secret world. The Director's Cut, it's a free update now available for all the players, and it gives you the full picture of the game. In Director's Cut, we added the Ultra Hard mode. The Ultra Hard mode will push players. There is more challenges, more hard but honest mechanics. We would like to give you an experience of a Souls-like game and a family platformer. And also, we made the easier mode easier. We decided to make it more accessible for kids, for younger players. And while we were developing Nikodeiko, it was nice to know that my kids will be able to feel the same impressions like I in my childhood. At my 4th, I think, birthday, I got a present, and it was Donkey Kong Country. I always love to play with my brother, and it changed a lot of my direction of life because I was very inspired on these graphics and on this mystical and atmospheric music. I want to transfer some memories, some feelings, and some nice time to my kids.
Oh, it's nice and warm.
I want players to feel some fun and something familiar in the game. So this is a light-hearted game. You can play with your friends, with your kids, with your people, and have a great time. Thank you guys for good reviews, for feedback, for content creation and streams and all the things. It means a lot for us.
See, now the tenuous link for this is, and this is why I'm glad we put this into the show, because we could have just skipped over this because we talked about this back in September, and I did get to play it at EGX and I loved it. But the tenuous link, which is brilliant, is that one of Alex's former guests worked on this game, which is Mr. David Wise, the composer from Rare. So he did all the music for this game. So this was perfect. So I was like, when Dave said, "Oh, we'll chuck this in the show," I was like, "Great! I've got a great way to send this back to Knots after." So this is perfect. But yeah, Dave, tell us more about this. The fact that this is kind of an additional re-release. I know that the guys there kind of told us more what's in it, but any other little bits and pieces for us?
Yeah, well, this version looks like it just replaces the original version on Storefront. So if you haven't already brought it, this is the only version to buy now. If you already had it, it's just a free update. You go and update, and you've got the director's cut. So yeah, they're just expanding on the game, as they said. Yeah, it's a bit of a heart back to the old classic Donkey Kong games, but it looks like it's got a little bit of the sort of Crash Bandicoot feel to it as well. Some of the bits where your character's running towards the screen, with stuff happening in the background, chasing. Just it's got a little bit of a lot of classic sort of 3D platformers. Looks very cool, nice and colourful. Cute looking characters in there. But yeah, as you said, they're adding new levels into it, new little treasures and secrets to find. Hard mode for people who really like to be challenging these things, and then making it easier as well for the kids, which is cool. Because sometimes they might find these things hard. If you've got an easy way to help sort of guide them through, so they can get used to it and enjoy it, that's pretty good. And it looks like a decent game from what I can tell. This one I'd definitely be interested in playing myself. I do like some of the old classic 3D platformers. It looks pretty good. Yeah,
it was great fun. I really enjoyed the time I had with this, and I just gutted that I've not actually got round to getting this yet, but it's on my list. So there you go. Jenny says, "I'm a kid. I would play it." Hopefully, Alex, this ticks all the boxes for you. This one.
Yeah, absolutely my type of game, I will say, and it's the sort of thing that you don't have to spend millions of hours on, because the issue is so many people don't have time anymore. I'm sure we're all in the same boat right now. We just don't have any time to play games all the time. We'd love to be doing it, but we just don't have the time. But yeah, no, it's a classic kind of recipe, let's say, for a platformer, and it's what people like. It's got great music. Color art style was great. And was it a bit of co-op there? Did I see that? Did I see some co-op? Some multiplayer going on?
I think it just brought two player.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that a lot of games are missing. And obviously you're seeing the resurgence of that with like split fiction and things like that. And hopefully we can have more of that. So yeah, yeah, very, very good game, and it's great to see that they're updating it for nothing because
not having to pay £10 or anything. Or
you don't see that too often.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really good to see, and yeah, great game.
All right. So. Okay, I'll start with Dave this time. What score would you give this, Dave?
I'm gonna try 8.5.
Okay, go for an 8.5. Well, funnily enough, some other people have said 8.5. Dank says it's a really cool game, 8.5. Gozzo says it's a rip-off of a Crash Bandicoot game, but still gives it an 8.5. Jem says a 7. Ben says 8.5. iQual says 8. Ems is an 8.5. Jenny says a 9. Kindred, 8.5. That seems to be the popular one. Flame says an 8. Alex, what do you reckon this has got?
It's a tough one. Yeah, I'll go 8.
Okay, going for an 8. Okay. Danny's also saying an 8 as well. He's going with Flame as well. Last chance, folks. This is Nikodeiko. I know I'm probably not saying that right. The Magical World, the Director's Cut, which came out last Tuesday on PC, PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, and Nintendo Switch. And I can tell you that this got an 8.5 out of 10. You're so close, Alex. So close. Well done to Kindred. He said, yeah, mods are going to be busy. Ems, well done. Ben, well done. Gozzo, well done. Danker. And Dave, you got this right.
I did.
Yes, it was your first one this evening. So for those who don't know, Dave isn't actually a streamer. So we have to basically do a shout out in a different way. And Hogo TV, thank you very much for that follow. Greatly appreciate it. How would you like the shout out, Dave?
You can do some spinning to begin with, mate.
Do some spinning. Okay. Jack can do exclamation Dave in chat to give him a shout out. And I haven't broken this chair yet, but we're trying. Here we go.
One day it'll
Dave! I just kneecap myself on the desk.
Ouch.
Yeah, God damn it. That's the first time I've ever done that, but there you go. Well done to everyone who got it right. And as I say, please do go follow all these wonderful people. They spend the time to watch this show week in, week out. So do go give them a follow and do go check out their content as well. Moving swiftly on to our next game. This also came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, PS4 and 5. This is Chains of Freedom.
When the meteorite struck, it unleashed a hostile disease, plunging our world into chaos. Now, we stand as guardians, fighting to protect our world and vanquish all who threaten our existence.
Hostile sighted. Stay low.
Let's show them.
Against all odds, we must battle mutations, traitors, and infidels.
Let's make it quick. We're on the clock here.
That's handy. Getting this fixed up.
They're coming.
Never seen anything like this before.
Every victory brings us closer to retaining our freedom.
There you go, folks. That is Chains of Freedom, which came out last Tuesday. Dave, tell us a bit more about this one, please.
Yeah, this is a XCOM type stealth tactics game. So this one's set in some sort of a dystopian Eastern European country where it looks like the government's taken advantage of that natural disaster that's happened, and using the mutations to to keep things running for them. Whereas you've got this group of people who want to overthrow them, get rid of them, and try and make everything a bit nicer. It looks all right from what I can tell in the trailer and the videos that I've seen. Yeah, I mean, this sort of thing isn't for everyone. Not everyone likes sort of XCOM style turn-based combat, but yeah, I played a few of them in the past, and if they're done right, they can be pretty good fun.
Yeah.
You got your different characters with different skills. Got to move them to the right place in the battlefield, use them to your advantage to take out those mutants in the best way possible. Could be good fun.
Yeah, it looks all right. It's one of these. I think it looks pretty damn good. Alex, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I like the style of it. I wish it wasn't kind of that XCOM style not turn-based, but that whole strategic element. I'm not a massive fan of that. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. I don't know if you ever played a game called, was it called like Dead Nation or something? It came out on like Xbox 360 and PS3 as a zombie game. Similar-ish. But yeah, it didn't have that strategic element, which I preferred. It looks all right. Looks like a good time.
All right. We'll see what people are saying in chat. Everyone seems to be kind of on the same sort of scores. Danker's saying I might go a 7. I've lost my mouse. It's all right. I was messaging a mod. I might go 7. Gozzo says 7. Jem says 7.5. Dan says 7. Kindred says 7. Ben says 7. M says 7.5. He says, we need more arcade experiences. Am I right, Alex?
That is so true.
Yeah. I like that. Sophie, Sweet Pea, I'm falling ally. Asleep, not ally. I knew what you meant. Don't worry. Good night, Sophie. Take care. Thank you for being here. Thank you for modding. Take care. iQuail can now officially take over. Thank you so much. Have a good night. iQuail saying 7. Flame 7.5. Jenny saying 7 as well. Alex, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon?
I'm trying to think how critics would look at this. Yeah, let's go 7.
Okay, going for a 7.
Yeah.
All right, Dave, what say you?
I'll try 7.5.
7.5, right? Okay, we'll see. Last chance, folks. This is Chains of Freedom, which came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS4 and 5. And I can tell you that. Get ready to put exclamation knots in chat because Alex did get it right. A 7 out of 10.
Finally.
Yes, you got one. Yes, Alex. Not only can we get exclamation knots in chat, but give Alex a shout out for his YouTube channel, please. Knots, not spelt like that with a K. No, you're so close. So close. Jenny, I love your enthusiasm. Thank you. Let me thank you. There you go. Thank you, Jem. I love it. Jenny's just burst out laughing now because of doing that. But there you go. And please do go check. What the fuck? 3 right in one night. This doesn't happen. Yes, Ben, you're doing well. I'll let iQuail do all the shout outs for this. Well done. So yes, make sure you've got Alex's YouTube link in the chat first. Please give him the first shout out. Then Danker, congratulations. Gozzo. They're doing well. I think they're pretty much bang on. Dan from Debug, give him a shout out. You can do exclamation debug for that one. Kindred, Ben, again, you're all doing brilliantly. And iQuail, I'll shout you out once you've done all the shout outs, dudes, because you got it right. And Jenny as well. So there you go. So iQuail, you're going to be busy for the next few minutes. But don't worry. Hill areas, yes. I do know it's Nottingham. I was being Hill areas. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's, Nottingham joke, but there you go. Anyway, talking of Nottingham, we are going to play the trailer, which was released. No worries, iQuail. You've got 4 and a bit minutes now. Don't worry, because Alex knows what's coming up. We are going to play you the trailer for Nottingham Video Games Expo. Again, exclamation NOTTS, just to clarify. In chat, you can get 20% discount off all tickets. And we are going to show you the trailer that launched a couple of weeks ago with Alex explaining everything that is at the wonderful Nottingham Video Games Expo. So here you go.
I wonder where we should probably have like this year's Nottingham Video Games Expo, being that last year's was actually a really darn good event. I wonder, because obviously it needs to be bigger and better and to be the best probably to date, right? I think so anyway. What about here? Gosh darn it. Oh, hey guys, that's right. We are back with Nottingham Video Games Expo for 26th and 27th of July. What do we have in store for you this time? Well, we've got an awesome collection of traders, which let me tell you, these traders and exhibitors really are going to be something awesome. So if you've got that game you've always been looking for, you're likely to find it here. As well as that, the Debug indie game area is in fact expanding this year to offer even more indie games for you guys to get your hands on. As well as that, we've got a great lineup of talks from our special guests across the weekend. Tony Warriner and Stu Cambridge will be joining us for a talk about their brand new game and also the games that they've worked on from Sensible Software and Revolution Software, aka Broken Sword, and obviously the Sensible games, you're going to know what they are, aka Cannon Fodder, Sensible Soccer and alike. As well as that, we've got David Mame Hayes Hayward, that's a tongue twister for you, bringing us an exclusive talk about 3 decades of work on the MAME emulation, bringing arcade emulation to life. As well as that, we're going to be joined by Adam Sawkins, aka worked with Codemasters, Criterion Games and even more, working on games like Burnout and the Dirt franchise, with the difficulty of developing races for the PS2. As well as this, a talk exclusive, that's right, a UK show exclusive for Matt Porter, aka worked on games like the original Croc, Red Dog for the Dreamcast and many, many more. That is going to be an incredible talk. As well as that, we've got even more guests to be announced, but they'll be announced in the future. This truly is going to be the event of the summer, and in fact the biggest to date. Oh yes, and as well as this, did somebody say Retro is going to be in the house on the Saturday with an exhibition of the Wood Boy, as well as that, various other rarities and things to get your hands on, which is going to be awesome.
With this, we've also expanded to now have a LAN gaming area. So what games are going to be in the LAN area? Yes, that's right. Halo 4 to 16 players on original Xboxes, thanks to the Computer Nostalgia Heaven. As well as that, we've got Wave Game Studios bringing us 4-player Rush Rush Rally on Dreamcast LAN. As well as that, we've got Quake 3, that's right, on PC, up to 8 players. And also Worms 2, 2 to 4 players, all on PC LAN.
Nintendo Nottingham are back with us across the whole weekend for the Mario Kart tournament and Super Smash Bros. Tournament. The incredible Derby Computer Museum are joining us again with an expanded area showcasing systems and computers from across the decades.
All this and more is really going to make the biggest event we've had to date. Let's bring the gaming community together because it's all about you. Let's have a great time, 26th, 27th of July, Harvey Haddon Sports Village. We'll see you there.
There you go. And this is going to be the biggest expo in the whole UK, hands down. And not even just for the summer, for the year. This is how good this event is going to be, seriously. So do go get your tickets. The link is there again, or exclamation NOTS, NOTTS. You can get 20% off with the code MAG. 2 days, a ton of speakers. They've got the first ever LAN competitions. You've got, as you say, you've got some Halo. You've got your Street Fighter 2 tournament with the lads from Total Video Gamers. Retro Dodo's back as well. Unfortunately, Jeff the Chef might not be making an appearance unless his flights are cancelled, but we might see what we can do there. You know, you do a video link from South America or something. And yeah, you've got Rally Rush as well. I've got that right. And it's by far the biggest. We'll explain what Jeff the Chef is later, Jenny. Don't worry. It's by far the biggest one. You've got the Debug indie game area, which obviously always goes down an absolute storm. And Cabby is a great game. I've played it at 2 different events now. I love that game to bits. It's great. It's like the taxi version of Overcooked. So you should play it. And you've got all these tons of speakers. You've got all this other stuff as well. I'm going to quickly bring up the website as well. Anything else, Alex? Because I'm just trying to chuck it all in there with all different stuff that we've been talking about. Because obviously there's a ton of other stuff. Derby Computer Museum, you mentioned.
Yeah.
Wood Boy, this fascinated me. So just talk me through this very quickly.
Yeah, so the Wood Boy was done by this gentleman, Sean Campbell. He's got a YouTube channel called Did Somebody Say Retro?
Right.
And he creates these oddities almost. So but that is literally a Game Boy that he's turned into a wooden arcade cabinet, and it plays the cartridges. So he's got all of these different rarities, and I reached out to him. I was like, we'd love to have you. He could only come for the one day, but if you can be there Saturday, he will be there. We've got a load of obviously, Derby Computer Museum are back. It's an expanded section this year. It was pretty big last year, but it's going to be even bigger this year. So loads of classic systems to get your hands on, because you got to remember a lot of people who come to this are also families, so they got a lot of young kids. These kids have never seen these computers before.
Yeah, of course. They don't know what an Amiga is, let alone
exactly. So yeah, we've got a wide range of traders. There's even more to be announced. Yeah, tons and tons coming. And as you can see in the middle there, Wave are making an appearance.
Yes, it's like the ultimate comeback, isn't it? So
yeah. But yeah, we've got loads of awesome traders. A lot of them are new to us this year.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
There you go. And then we'll scroll down here. Obviously mentioned.
So the Debug Indie Gaming Era, also a massive shout out to Debug in the sense that they are also one of the sponsors for this year.
Yes, them and Sega Mags, isn't it?
Yes, making it possible because it's obviously with a venue upscale, there's a huge, and I mean a huge increase in cost. It's like 4 or 5 times what the last one was. So their investment, let's say, is very, I'm very thankful for that.
That's it. Obviously, as I was quickly mentioning, yes, Quake 3, that was the one I forgot to mention, and Worms 2.
Yeah. So there is going to be another guest announced. It will be either Friday or next Friday.
Okay.
And cool. There is technically a clue on the website. So the developer did work on one of the games on the website.
Okay.
So yeah. So that will be announced.
People have to guess now who that is.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, Donut Dodo had to come back just because it was really,
it was great fun.
Yeah, it was so good. And yeah, had to get them back. Or get that one back. And Street Fighter, always a big hit.
Yeah.
Quake 3, big fan of it myself. And actually, funny enough, Debug Dan is hosting the LAN areas.
Nice.
All of them bar Halo 2. So him and a few volunteers. That's another massive shout is to all the volunteers that Amy has been doing all of that. She's run away with it. She's taken control of that. So massive shout out to her as well.
Yeah, no, she's doing a cracking job.
Here, but
she's working here somewhere. She's still in the ether of the internet somewhere.
So
So folks, seriously, go get your tickets now. You've got no excuse. And if you can't find an excuse, I'll give you one. Don't let Alex go bankrupt, because he spent a lot of time and effort and money to do this event, which is going to be the biggest thing he's ever done. But I seriously think, after the success of Nottingham has been over the last 3 years, and the fact that you launched Bristol this year, mate, seriously, Bristol look phenomenal. I think this is just going to do even better. If you love your retro games, if you love basically bargain hunting and getting your retro games, if you love seeing some great people do talks and talking about the games they made with all the love and passion, then you've got to buy your tickets, because there's only 94 days left before it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. I'm just going to say that now. I'm predicting it. There you go. I'm saying it. Yeah. Amy says, I am here. You're on the big TV. Duncan says hi. So there you go. There you go.
Talking of Bristol, Bristol is returning.
Amazing.
So
exclusive. Is this an exclusive?
Technically, I mean, to be fair, it does note it on the website, but
right. Okay.
So it's coming back 28th of February 2026. So you've got to wait, a good 10 months yet, but already working on it. It is a bigger venue.
Nice.
Free parking again, which we all
nice.
And yeah, it should. I can't really say much more than that, but it is coming, and yeah, really looking forward to it.
Awesome. I will try and get to the Bristol one because again,
yes,
plans were way late because I was the other side of the country. But yeah, you have to let me know, and I'll try and book it out of the diary. So if anyone comes up to me and says, "Can you come to this thing?" I can say, "No, fuck off," because I'm going to Bristol. There you go. That'd be fantastic. Amy, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Greatly appreciated it. Thank you. It helps pay the bills and keeps the lights on to do this show. So thank you for that. But yeah, seriously, folks, I'm going to put the link in again. NottsVGE, end of July, last weekend of July, 26th, 27th, over at the Hayden Sports Village in Nottingham. Tons of parking. Get 20% off all tickets. Go do it now. We will be plugging this, and we'll chuck some updates in our Discord as well, especially when Alex announces the next big guest for the show, and anything else announces, we'll chuck that in our Discord, and you can get some details. So there you go. Cute Tiger Gem says the Pokemon event at Bristol was ace. There you go. There you go. Manic, hello. You've just joined us. How are you? How's the stream? It's going very far. We have been plugging the shit out of Nottingham Video Games Expo, and you need to go. So go get your tickets. Exclamation knots in chat. There you go. That's what we've done. Let's move on with the rest of our show. Our next game, another game that I can clearly balls up the name for. This came out last Thursday. This is out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. And this is Manadragora. Yeah, I got that right. I actually did say that. It sounded wrong in my head. Whispers of the Witch Tree. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
This world fell to the forces of darkness before many of you were even born.
Ella, what do you get when you cross a snowman and a vampire? Frostbite.
Oh, Dad, you're so bad at jokes. And you already said that one.
Yeah, that was a bad joke to end that trailer with. Yeah, so that's Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree, which came out last Thursday. I got vibes of sort of like it's a side-scroller action game. There's games like Inside and stuff like that, but with a bit more combat, things like that. Limbo, but with more combat. That's kind of how I felt about that. What's your thoughts, Dave?
Well, I think it's meant to be a bit of a sort of 2D Souls-like games, challenging combat in there. It's that sort of one, probably with a little bit of, I'm guessing, Metroidvania in there as well. They used to throw that into the sort of 2D side scrollers, set in your usual sort of dark fantasy realm. Your character in this one is like an inquisitor, but he's got a bit of a soft spot because instead of leaving a witch to be tortured by his master, he ends her life to stop the suffering.
Yeah.
But because of his merciful moment, whilst he does then inherit some of her powers, he gets sent by his master to go and find a replacement witch to to be tortured, and he's then going to roam the world to find one and deal with lots of other enemies along the way. Lots of various like mutants and dirt and things like that. Looks all right. I've tried a couple of these sort of 2D Souls-like games. Some of them can be quite good. Yep. I can't say I've ever completed any of them, but the ones I've played are pretty decent. This one looks pretty good.
It does look all right.
Nice graphical style too. It's got a bit of a sort of painterly art style too. It looks pretty nice, and I think it's looks like a decent one in this sort of genre.
Yeah, Alex, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, so I was scrolling through Twitter actually about a week ago, and that's where I saw this first.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, and yeah, for me, very Castlevania. With some little changes.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it looks really cool. And probably something I will end up playing.
I do like the look of this. Yeah. I like the look of this as well. This is kind of it. Again, I didn't really know much about this until it came up on a games list of games coming out a couple of weeks ago, and I was kind of like, okay. Now I've seen more of it. I like what I see. So there you go. Let's see what scores people are putting in chat. Danker going 8.5. Gozza going 8.5. Manic says 7 Mortal Kombat dragons out of 10 because he said it looked like someone took dragons and put them into Mortal Kombat. Ben says 7.5 up from 7 on the strength of that joke at the end of the trailer. That's fine, Ben. Jem says a 7. Jenny says an 8. Chat, get your scores in if you want to get a shout out. Dave, again, I'll start with you on this one. What do you reckon?
I'll try an 8 for this one.
Go for an 8 for this one. Flame is saying a 7. There you go. Alex, what do you reckon?
7.5.
7.5. Okay, going slightly higher. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in the chat. This is Manadragora. This is Whispers of the Witch Tree, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch, and PC. And if there are no other scores, I can tell you that this got an 8.5 out of 10. It got some really good write-ups. Really good write-ups. So basically, the only people who got that right were Gozzo and Danker. And I wouldn't be surprised if they looked that up on Metacritic. Not saying you're cheating, but it was pretty obvious because wherever you went, it was an 8.5. Ben has lost his streak. You were doing so well, Ben. He says, streak is broken, but you were doing good. You were doing good. Don't worry. You're doing good. But well done. If we can get a shout out for Danker and a shout out for Gozzo, that would be greatly appreciated. So, Nintendo brought out another Direct last week. I think it was on the Thursday, if my memory serves me correct. I ended up watching it the weekend because I wasn't around when it was on. And we got a 15-minute Mario Kart World Direct to basically tell us more about the game. And it pretty much answered a lot of questions. It basically showed us some of the new modes that are in it, plus the returning modes that you'd expect from a Mario Kart game. Some new abilities in it, such as the gold coin ability, where basically a shell goes out, you can catch a load of gold coins, but obviously if you time it wrong, your opponents could get the coins, not you. You've got the Koopa hammers that you've got that you can do, but they also stick in the road for a certain amount of time, so you can knock your players over. And there's also some little updates to the things like the bullet bill and the lightning, because now there is weather modes in the game. With the lightning, it actually causes more rain to come down the track, which makes the handling more difficult on the track. So that's quite cool. There's now food when you're in open world mode that you can collect and eat, which means you can then get different outfits for your characters. I've seen Waluigi dressed up as a vampire, of all things. Which is insane. There was also the funny thing that you've got that cow character, which actually can then eat a hamburger. So there's a whole joke that is it eating itself, which is disturbing, but they put that in the game. There's a rewind feature. A rewind feature, which is cool, a bit like how the Forza Motorsport games work. So if you make a little mistake, you can rewind back a couple of seconds and then carry on. But obviously, it might give you a bit of a disadvantage if you use that. So I've added that. And then obviously, the big mode that everyone's talking about it is the Knockout Tour mode, which I saw a lot of people playing at the Nintendo event in London. And they were saying, it's more difficult than you think because it is literally like a part of the map. It will give you 4 or 5 destinations and it changed every time. And you've got to get to a certain point. If you're not, you're out of it. And it's so competitive that it means people are like not necessarily rubber banding, but very competitive to all get across that line. Almost like it's a bit like Fall Guys in a way. If you don't get across that line within that top 8 or top 4, you're out of it. and that seems like a really cool mode. So there was a ton of stuff unveiled in that 15-minute direct. I was particularly very hyped for that game. I can't wait to play it on June the 5th. So I'm really looking forward to it. So chat, let me know if you're looking forward to it. And Dave, again, and then Alex, I don't know if you watched it, but let me know what your thoughts on this. And do we think this is going to be the ultimate of Mario Kart games moving forward?
Yeah, it looks like a sort of natural progression from what they were doing before. Instead of just doing like the same thing with just new tracks, made it a bit more, made it open world, like different zones that you can go to, and they kind of incorporate it into like the usual Grand Prix. Yeah, you'll start off doing a normal track, then it'll be a point-to-point race. Will be like the second part of the Grand Prix. So then get to a different place to do another circuit. So it looks quite cool the way they're doing that. I like the look at like the free roam section. There's like little puzzles and things you can find out in the open world as well. As well as those fast food things you mentioned for the outfits, little puzzles you can do. You find one of those little P blocks activating. You might have to collect number of blue coins by grinding off things and various other little bits and pieces. So it looks like there's a decent amount of stuff to do. I'm definitely looking forward to having to go that knockout tour. That does look like it's going to be good fun. So I reckon trying that out online against 24 races all in on this, that should be pretty good, pretty hectic. Lots of crazy shit going on. So looking forward to this one on launch day.
Alex?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, it's Mario Kart, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the multiplayer is going to be good. Was it up to like how many players is it up to now?
24 now.
Yeah, see that'll be really fun. I'm not gonna lie, that'll be great. And you can obviously, because it's open world, obviously you're driving in between all the different races and kind of it's all right. I did. Funny enough, I was watching the stream at work. Obviously, I shouldn't have been doing that, but I did.
He wasn't. Everyone, he wasn't.
Pretend I wasn't. And it's more Mario Kart. I think they could have done more. And this is a thing I've heard a few people say: is they could have had more characters.
Characters is a bit odd. I know the lads from Total Video Gamers were talking about this on their show last night and saying there's more really memorable characters, and they've you've got this cow or a crab, and then you go, why you got them when you could have like some really iconic Nintendo characters that aren't in it?
Well, you never know. They might be saving some for DLC down there.
Oh, Jesus,
that's true.
Because they didn't they with 8, you had DLC packs like they brought in like Link and they brought in like Isabelle from Animal Crossing. So highly likely
they probably will.
I'm gonna have to pay to be KK Slider. Riding a bike while playing guitar. Don't do it at home, kids. But no, it looked good. The riding the rails stuff as well is cool. I generally think it'll be good fun. I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope that we will be streaming it on day of release. I think we've confirmed that, so that'll be cool on this channel. So, and then obviously as more people get Switches, we can actually turn it into a community night on a regular basis and chuck that into the pot. But very excited for it, and it did answer a lot of questions, to be honest, so all good. So stay tuned for more Mario Kart World news on that. Moving on to another game that was showcased last week. We streamed the Galaxies Showcase live, which had a ton of different AAA games and indie games, and in fact we actually gave this game away. I think Ems won this one, who's in chat, and hello Chaotic, by the way, who popped in just a few minutes ago. We gave away this game live while the stream was happening because it came out last Thursday on PC and PS5. And this is Bionic Boy. Let's have a look at this one. I said Bionic Boy. It's Bionic Bay. Can't read my own handwriting, but here you go. You get the idea of the game.
Check.
Yeah, I know. I've got write it down. It even says Bionic Bay in my notes. Jesus, I need glasses. But there you go. We gave a copy of this game away last week. I still can't remember the name of it, but there you go. This one is actually published by Kepler. It's not made by Kepler, but our friends at Kepler. But there you go. Bionic Babe, we can change the name to, says Jenny. We can make that a thing. So Dave, tell us more about this. But this is one of the games that stood out at that showcase last Thursday. I thought this looked really, really good.
Yeah, this does look really cool. It's another one of those games that I really hadn't heard anything about until it was on the docket for this. I looked at it. I thought, this looks pretty cool. So this is a puzzle game. You're playing a scientist who's got this little teleportation device, and you've got to use that to escape this sort of biomechanical world that you found yourself trapped in. It's got some really cool sort of pixel art graphics to it, but the puzzles that you're coming across that it shows in that trailer look very cool. You're manipulating gravity to rotate the world around, switching position with objects to solve the puzzles, or protect yourself from like missiles or stuff that's coming at you. It looks pretty good to me. I mean, I do like a decent puzzle game, so it definitely looks like one that I'd definitely fancy giving a go. Definitely a standout for me for like tonight's stuff we're looking at. Looks really cool.
Yeah, I really, really like the look of this one. I will try and get a copy of this. I'm not going to lie. They did say to me, the people from the Galaxies, like, "Oh, here's a copy to give away, but if you do want a copy, drop us a line." So I might be sneaking and go,
do it, mate.
Have a look. Yeah, I want to try it out. Your thoughts on this one, Alex?
Yeah, it looks awesome. I really like the art style and the kind of puzzle elements to it. I think, looks really intriguing, and I've not even heard of it until this point. So it looks really good.
It's fun. It's so there was quite a few games that literally they announced on that showcase on Thursday night, never heard of, and they were like, and it's out today, and I was like, holy shit. Okay, so this was a standout moment for me. So there you go. So let's see what people are saying in chat for this one. Danka says a 9 for this one. Manic says an 8. Ben says 8.5. Gozzo saying a 9. Jenny saying a 9.5. Jem saying 8.5. It's only 15 quid on Steam too. There you go. Bargain. M's saying 8.5. Alex, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
Let's do 8.5. No, actually, could I go higher? Let's go 9.
Going 9. Okay, going 9.
Are we going to kick myself?
Maybe. We'll have to see. Flame says an 8. M saying an 8.5. Nearly said an M.5 then. I need to be putting in old people's home. Dave, what say you?
I'll try an 8.5.
You nicked Alex's score now, haven't you? No, you said that.
It's freed it up. I love it.
Yeah, there you go. All right. iQual says 9. This looks cool. Might be optimistic though. Yeah, an M.5. Okay, last chance. This is Bionic Bay, which came out last Thursday on PC and PS5. And if there are no more scores, I could tell you, Alex, you are going to kick yourself because it got an 8.5. There you go. But there you go. So M's well done. Jem, well done. You got one right as well. Ben, back on form again. You got one back. There you go. So can we get a shout out for those guys? And Dave, without me kneecapping myself, how would you like your shout out, your second one of the evening?
I'll let you hobble along with your damaged knee from the side of the screen, mate.
Wait, do you want the real me or the pixelated me?
We'll go for the better looking one, the pixelated one.
Yeah, the better one. That's better. All right, okay. All right. Nice one. Right, you ready, Dave?
Go for it, mate.
Right. Dave!
Very nice.
There you go. Bob Ross in action. There you go. He does. He gets more public appearances than me as well, bastard. There you go.
Surprising.
Yeah. Danka proceeds to fall to the floor. Yes, I'm sorry, your winning streak. He was on 5 out of 6. He nearly got 6 out of 6, and Danka's now fallen. He's got one wrong. Thank you, Iquel, for doing the shout outs. And yes, Jem, you got one right. Yes, well done. There you go. Let's move on. Again, Switch 2 news. Now, a lot of us in the UK have been able to pre-order one, and for those who have done, have managed to get some. I know there are stocks coming at different stores, and people are on guest waiting lists and guest lists and things. Generally, the consensus is people are able to get one, not always the first time, but they are seeming to get a Switch 2 pre-order. But the people that couldn't was the people in the US, because last week we talked about Trump's tariffs and what he's doing, and how it's kind of fucking up things for Nintendo fans in America. But they finally got a pre-order date. So in the US, you will be able to pre-order a Switch 2 on Thursday, as of Thursday. April the 24th is the day. The launch date will still be June the 5th everywhere. That has not changed. So you basically had to wait about 2 weeks later if you're in the US. But what it does mean, anything that was tied to the main package, like the $499 package, or that is staying the same price, which I believe is the one that comes with Mario Kart World. However, what these tariffs have affected is accessories. And this can be anything from a small upgrade from $5 more to $10 to $20 more, which means in the US, luckily the Mario Kart World game is staying the same, around about $79. But Joy-Cons are now going to cost $94. Replacement Joy-Cons. The actual dock, if you want to get the dock separately, $84, $84.99, and the Pro controller has gone up to a whopping $118.99. So it makes it some of the most expensive accessories in Nintendo history. Are those prices before tax? I have no idea. Those were
they usually are in America. They usually don't do the
which means
with tax on
top of that. So, in one hand, it's great. The main console is not going to cost any more, and the game itself is not going to cost any more. And they can start getting them ordered as of Thursday, and the date isn't going to change for them. They can get it. But on the other hand, it things like also like I'm guessing the cameras and probably the N60, the GameCube, controller. So I guess that's all going to cost way more than what it would cost over here. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Oh, yeah, seems like. I mean, who really cares? That camera goes up. I mean, I can't see it with a big seller. Plus, you can use any camera. You're not tied to use that one with the console, so you can buy any other camera you like. But yeah, it's a shame things like the Pro controller get up in price because I've got the Pro controller for the original Switch, and that is a very, very nice controller. Definitely recommend it. It was a very good upgrade over the standard Joy-Cons for the original Switch. Well, I hope for the new Joy-Cons will be nice since they're a bit bigger, maybe a bit more comfortable. But I think because the Joy-Cons are now really expensive, definitely want to make sure yourself and the kids put on the wrist straps, keep them safe.
Yeah,
don't let them go flying through your TV. Because you don't replace those in a hurry, do you? That bloody price.
Kindred was great because he was keeping everyone updated on what was going on in the UK and where you could buy them, and he's just going, yeah, I'm not keeping people updated in other countries. No, you did a good enough job in the Discord, mate, so appreciate that. And Iquel says, I've lost track who needs shout outs, so go follow Alex. There's his YouTube channel. There you go. So, he was close. We'll let it slide. Also, Iquel, do exclamation knots in the chat, get your tickets 20% off with the code MAGS. May have mentioned it a few times. Go do it now. You won't regret it. Alex, your thoughts on the fact that obviously the prices in America are going to be a lot more than normal?
I don't think it will last as long as everyone thinks. This whole tariffs thing, I think at the end of the day, countries don't want to be, I just can't see it lasting as long as people think. That's all I'm saying.
Do you think it'd be like the TikTok thing where it was a whole big thing, it was a big, and then it all got sorted very quickly?
Correct. I think so. Because, like I said, Nintendo aren't going to want this to be an issue for probably one of their biggest, buying countries, let's say. So I think it will blow over. It may be a couple of weeks, maybe even be a month or so. But I just think the world doesn't want to be paying these tariffs. Yeah. I think we were seeing it in Europe. I think that pretty much blew over pretty quickly. But it's interesting to see maybe we're going to be paying less in America for once.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
We're always stung when they say like $4,999 or whatever it is, $499. It's pounds and dollars, and it's like, hold on a sec.
Yeah,
that doesn't quite equate, but I think it will blow over.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
Well, fingers crossed for any American viewers or American fans.
Yeah,
fingers crossed for you. It'll get sorted. But at least the main console's not going to cost you more, thank God.
Yeah,
that's something. So there we go. Anyway, probably no doubt be a ton more Nintendo Switch 2 news as the weeks go by, all the way up to the run in June. But not long now, we're literally talking about, dare I say it, probably 6 to 7 weeks before it comes out, which seems crazy. When back in January, we're like, oh, it's miles away yet. But it's come around quick. So there you go. Our next game, you may have seen me play this last night. And again, we gave a copy away of this game as well. John Unicycle, who's over in Philadelphia, he won a copy of this game. This is from the people that made Unpacking, but this is completely different. Unpacking was a chilled game where you took your items out of the box and put it in your new apartment. This is something slightly different. This is Tempopo. Let's have a look at this. There you go, Tempopo. I had a lot of fun with this last night. This is out on Xbox Series X, S1. It's on Game Pass as of last Thursday. It's also on Nintendo Switch and PC. And it's almost like, I'll let Dave describe it, but the way I found it was like, it was Lemmings, but to the beat of music in that respect, in that how you played it. But Dave, tell us a little bit more about this cool little puzzler.
Yeah, well, when I saw the videos for it, it kind of reminded me a bit of a Cat and Toad treasure tracker, because you've got these like small little puzzle dioramas that you can look around, full of like little put little hidden things to go and collect to complete levels. But then also mixed with like humanities, like straight Lemmings, because you haven't got like direct control of the characters. However, you've got to sort of set out their routes and set certain actions to happen so that they do certain things to be able to progress through the level. Whether it be push blocks, jump up in the air, etc. So it looks quite cool. When I first looked at the graphics, I thought I wasn't massively taken by it, but looking at the gameplay, I think actually it looks quite interesting. It's like a cool little puzzle game. So
it's funny because
try.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I looked at it and I was like, this looks like a kid's game. And it's 120 levels, and by level 20, Jesus, does it ramp up in the difficulty. It gets really difficult. And I'm like, yeah, it looks like a kid's game, but it don't play like a kid's game. You have to really sit there and work out the thing. And the nice thing is you'll do it and you go, oh, I got it wrong. So you rewind and then you go, right, I'll move that there, play again. And then it goes and does the tune and you go, oh, I've done that bit, but that bit fails. Right, rewind, let's move that. And it's like systematically working out what works and what doesn't work. And it's good fun.
It does sound pretty good. I think it sounds better than it like sort of looks.
Yeah.
So I wasn't taken with the graphical style of it at all, but
there you go.
Puzzles look cool.
Yeah. Total depart from Unpacking as well, which is mad. Yeah. There you go, which is what you want. Alex, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, it feels a bit like, or looks a bit like Choo Choo Rocket.
Yes.
In the sense that you're putting the arrows to direct things and all that sort of stuff. It looks like a modern version of that, essentially, but obviously on different levels and things like that. So, and Choo Choo Mimic.
Yeah, Choo Choo Mimic
just mentioned. Yeah, it's
kind
of similar.
Yeah,
but it's a familiar play style, let's say, and graphically, it's probably not amazing. It's not gonna, but it's colourful. It's looks pretty cool. Yeah. Fun little puzzler.
Iquel said last night when we did the stream, he said, I thought it had a hint of Humanity. Mentioned that last night. Yeah, you drew a Humanity. It was a great game. Came to PS PlayStation first. I think it was it. I don't think it quite made our top 15 games, but it got a high recommendation when the year it came out, and then it came to Xbox last year. So if you haven't played Humanity, it's great. You play a little dog and you guide all these humans around similar puzzles. It's great. So do try that out as well, because that's worth a mention. All right, folks, what do we reckon this got? Let's have a look at the scores. Danker's saying a 7.5. Gozzo's saying a 7.5. Ems is an 8. Jem is 6.5. Chaotix says an 8. Jenny says a 9. iQuell said, this looked fun. It can maintain its difficulty. Get there. So that again. It can maintain its difficulty curve and momentum. I could see this being an 8. Ben saying an 8 as well. Flame saying a 7. Jenny says it's Monument Valley times Pikmin Bloom. There you go. Lots of people with different things. Dave, what do you reckon?
I'm going to try an 8.
Okay, going for an 8. And Alex?
You're right there, mate.
Yeah, I just choked on the air. I'm dying, clearly.
Lose your voice.
Alex? Yeah.
Let's go 7.5.
7.5. Okay. All right. Last chance, folks. This is Tempopo. Came out last Thursday. It's free on Game Pass right now, but you can get it on Xbox Series X, S, and 1, Switch, and PC. Kindred coming in there with a 7.5. And I can tell you that this, for me personally, was a little bit of a disappointing score because it got a 7 out of 10. Wow. But I don't know whether that's because it gets so bloody ridiculously difficult that it might put people off. Because I only got to level 22. And there's 120 levels, so I don't know. I know Sophie played it and she hated it. She tried it over the weekend. She was like, I don't like this. I was like, fair enough. She gave up after like level 8 or something. She just found it boring. So we'll see. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. And I thought the music and stuff was great and it was a good vibe. But I think it deserved better than that. So Flame, congratulations. You got that right. Is Flame the only one who got it right? Looks that way. There you go. Yeah. Flame. Well done, buddy. Okay. There you go. Those kiddie graphics probably put people off, and those who did try it got to level 20 and thought, "Fuck this." It's kind of what I thought. Yeah, that's right. There you go. Exactly that. Our last news story of the night. We're not talking about Switch 2 anymore. You'd be happy to know. There has been some footage, not leaked, but DICE and EA have put out some dev logs and vlogs of the new Battlefield game. We don't know what it's called. The only thing we do know is that it's due to come out sometime between now and the end of March next year, because they said it falls within their 2026 calendar. So that is basically any time from April through to the end of March. But they were basically showing off the environments and the buildings. And now Battlefield games have had destruction before, but this seems to be some of the biggest they've ever done. Like when you shoot, little chips come off the walls and bits come off the walls. But if you blow up a building, it literally dismantles completely. But here's the new thing they've added, because last time it used to all fall apart and then kind of like disappear in pixels or whatever. Now the rubble will stay there and the bits will. So if you blow it up awkwardly and that kind of lands awkwardly, it could scupper you or it could trap you. Or it could actually help you vault over somewhere and get somewhere else. So depending on how you destroy it, could work to your advantage. It might not. Now, as Kindred said, they've done that before, yes, but not in this way. This is like the most impressive thing we've seen with this. I know there's games that have also done it, but what tends to happen is you blow up a building and then there's like a little rubble pile and everything else because it can't handle the pixels all disappears. But this looks impressive. And the fact that they're actually keeping people up to date with the game and doing these vlogs and everything, doesn't mean they really have to basically leak it or anything, but I thought it looked impressive. I don't know if you've seen any of that footage, Dave.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'll have to have a look and see what it's like. But if they got more destruction they're putting in there, that should be quite good, because the Battlefield 2042, it was a little bit lacking on the destruction side. A lot of people complain about that.
They really built that up and then it didn't. Ironically, they built it up and then it didn't really fall down properly.
No, so hopefully all the work they're doing in the new one, hopefully the destruction will be good. It'd be quite cool if it's like decent dynamic destruction where it can just change different bits of the map, different points, instead of it being like the scripted sort of destruction like they had in Battlefield 4 with their, what do they call it, Levolution that they had. Certain things the level could change. Hopefully it's more dynamic. So it'd be quite cool if you can just like take down different buildings in the game and it will just change the map. But it can still be different each time. could be interesting. Could, of course, leave you at times where the map becomes completely unplayable. So have to sort of see what they decide to do. It'll be an interesting balance to get right. But
yeah,
it sounds like they're on the right track with this one. So fingers crossed that they will get this one good at launch.
Yeah, because that was the thing. It was such a hype built around the last one.
2042 was a shit show at launch. Waste time. Yeah, later it was good fun. I've had some good fun.
But everyone
in recent times
got bored of that and moved on to Warzone had come out, so everyone wanted Warzone. So.
That's it. More stuff had come out. People moved on. So,
Alex, your thoughts on the new Battlefield? Are you hoping it's not going to be a massive flop like the last one?
So I'm a massive Battlefield fan. I'm very excited for this. Because isn't there like 6 different studios or something all working on it or something like that?
Something crazy.
That all work for EA or whatever it is. But and they're all like focusing on certain elements. So that's cool to see. But cannot wait for this. So 2042, I will agree, was not the best. I didn't even like Battlefield 5 or 1. I thought they were not great.
I did enjoy them, but
for me, it was always Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4. Well, even going back to 1942, years ago. Christ, when that first came out. But for me. I just cannot wait for it now. And it's always those big maps. You got tanks, you got all the different vehicles. It's just absolute carnage, and that's what I love about Battlefield. It's let's just destroy the shit out of everything.
It's going to be really good. I can't wait, to be honest. I'm looking forward to it. I wasn't hyped for the last one. Ms. Zodiacs, hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. Welcome to Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we're talking about all the latest gaming news and reviews. Odie, thank you so much for that raid. And Dark Winnie the Pooh, thank you for that follow. Welcome on in. I'll get you a shout out. Hopefully, if I can't, I will sort it out in a second. But yes, Gothy Saint, hello. Good to see you. Ms. Odiak, so formal. I'll just call you Odie then. I know. Sorry, I'm being formal, Odie. Sorry. But there you go. If you don't know, Odie was one of our fantastic cosplayers at Timeless last year. So she's absolutely fantastic what she does. But yeah, we shall see. Again, if we get any more Battlefield news, I will eagerly anticipate it and bump it up in the script for one of the future shows as soon as we know more. So looking forward to it. Our final game, and I'm conscious that we're just running slightly over the clock, so we're going to hammer through this. This is our last game tonight. This also came out last Thursday. Fingers crossed, Odie. Fingers crossed. This came out on PC on Thursday. This is called Tempest Rising and was also another game showcased at the Galaxy's Showcase and released on the same day.
Our dynasty has waited long enough. We have gathered our strength. And GDF now knows of the might we possess. The time to strike is now.
I'll send what I can your way, but you've got to work with what you have. Keep the dream alive, General. Infiltrate the base. Hey, get out. Poke out the eye of the beast. Get ready to fight like hell.
There you go, folks. So yeah, this is more Command and Conquer than I'd say XCOM. But there you go. Manic says I saw an ad for this on YouTube today. Yeah. It's getting quite a bit of interest ever since it was announced on Thursday and then released the same day. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, this is very much Command and Conquer. Just just giving a bit of a sort of newer skin and new teamwork on it. But it's sort of set laid out in the same sort of thing. You got your two opposing factions. You got Tempest Dynasty in this one, replacing like Nod from Command and Conquer, and it's the Global Defense Force instead of GDI. So it's very, very similarly laid out. It's got your resource gathering to build your base up, to build your forces, and then just to go off and assault the enemy base and try and take them out. So for anyone who did like Command and Conquer back in the day and just been missing it because EA don't seem to be doing much with it, apart from maybe a pretty shoddy mobile release, this is at least so it's heavily inspired by it. It does look pretty good. I think there's more to come, because even though they've released it, there's just the 2 playable factions. There's meant to be like a 3rd one coming, so there'll probably be more stuff coming to it as it all carries on. It looks very good though. Looks cool.
Yeah. Apparently there will be quite a lot of hopefully long-running support for it and lots of other modes and bits and pieces, as they said. So, because I know some people kind of reviewed the two single campaigns, and there's more reviews to come for all the multiplayer modes and stuff. So we'll see. Alex, were you a Command and Conquer fan back in the day? And tickle your fancy?
Yeah, still play it now, installed on this PC. I play a lot of strategy games, to be fair. Now, I would love to see a new StarCraft, if I'm honest. But, hey, that hasn't happened yet. But yeah, I think it's just filling a hole where we don't have a new Command and Conquer. That's what it feels like. So based on that, I think, like, rating-wise, I don't know if it will be rated massively amazing, because it's not trying to do anything different, but it's just giving us more of what we love from back then, right? So yeah, it looks cool.
Thanks. Didn't they make CNC open source recently?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what scores we've got. Danka says this is not my type of game, but I can see this being an 8. Gozzo 8. Jem says a 7. And for those all that came in the raid, if you want to join in, have a guess at what that game trailer. Guess what the score is for the game. You may get a shout out for your channel. Jem said a 7. Manic said a 7. M said 7.5. Iko said, I missed this, but the audio sounded epic. An 8. Where did the piano go, says Iquel. He's changed. Yeah, there you go. Don't worry. He'll be back at the piano when he moves house. There you go. It's fine. There you go. Alex, I'll start with you for the last one. What do you reckon?
It's got to be a 7. It's kind of not mediocre, but slightly higher. Yeah.
Okay. Dave?
I think I'll try an 8.
Going for an 8. Okay, so you got a 7, got an 8. Flame going in between that with a 7.5. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Tempest Rising, which came out last Thursday on PC. If there are no more scores, I can tell you that Flame was right to say what he said, because in between both of what you said, we're at 7.5 out of 10. There you go. Smack bang in the middle. There you go. So that was our final game of the night. That's it, folks, ladies and gentlemen. That is all the scores. Can I get a shout out for Flame, please? And Ems, well done. You got it right as well. Well done to everyone who's been guessing them right tonight. Congratulations, you've got it right. Also, exclamation NottsVGE. No, NottsVGE. That's the event. Fucking hell, I'm really on fire tonight, aren't I? Exclamation Knots in chat. Get your tickets now for what is going to be the biggest expo of the year, hands down. Easily best gaming event of the year. Go check it out. You can get 20% off tickets right now using the code MAG. And we'll be basically promoting it for the next couple of months and doing what we can to get the fourth year being just as fantastic as the last 3 years. So there you go. So if we could also get Alex's YouTube account in the chat. Please, Iquel, if any other shout-outs need doing, I'll do them. Don't you worry. Please do go check out Sega Guru, which is your channel. And next video is dropping when?
Be later this week. There's actually going to be 2.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So more Dreamcast goodness.
There you go. Perfect. And keep looking out on the website, because either this Friday or next Friday on the NottsVGE website, Alex will be revealing another guest for his fantastic event. Thank you for being such a good guest tonight, my friend. Thank you for being here. And thank you to everyone in chat, as always, for being here. Thank you to Dave. There is Alex's link. Go check it out, and the Knots link. Dave, as always, my co-host.
Always a pleasure,
being a full cacophony of knowledge of all things gaming, as always. There you go. See, I can say that, but can't say some of the titles that I've written down in front of me. Bizarre how my brain works. But there you go. Thank you to everyone again for being here. Next week, our guest is, and he was in the chat earlier, is Dan from Kepler Interactive. They've got the huge game, Claire Obscura Expedition 33, coming out this Thursday. We will be streaming it next Monday live on the channel, and then he will be here from Kepler Interactive talking about the game and its launch. And fingers crossed, it is a huge success for them as well. And that will be next week. Community games tomorrow, as voted by you. We are going to be playing some What the Dub at 8:30. So if you want to come and join for some B-movie and really bad commercial fun, join in. It's free to play. Everyone can join in. All you need is a mobile phone or a laptop. And we will basically probably inject a lot of rudeness into some very bad B-movies. So that's it from us. We are going to go do a raid. Let's see who's on tonight. Gozzo says, night, everyone, and see you, Alex, at NottsVGE. Alex, good luck with the move as well and everything else that's going on.
Yes, thank you.
Hopefully moves. Yeah, let's not go there. There you go. Also, Kat was here. She said hello while we were talking. Hope you're well, Crazy Cat. I hope you're doing good. Rudeness is my speciality, says Danka. Awesome. That's what we want to see tomorrow. I'm going to raid. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are there so many people on tonight? It makes it so fucking difficult. God, Jesus. Is there anyone in particular we could go raid? Do you know what? From one, here you go. Here's a tenuous link if I ever saw one. From one Sega Guru to a Games Guru. We're going to go raid Games Guru. He is playing Terminator Resistance Enhanced. Now, that's interesting because you were talking about that yesterday because you were saying you hadn't played the new RoboCop game.
Yeah.
And that these are the people that made the same game. So I've not played that one. I played RoboCop, loved it. But let's do that. So we're going to go raid Games Guru, go show him some love. That raid will start any minute now, and I will hit the button. I'll also put the link in the chat just in case the raid doesn't go through. Thank you so much, everyone. You have been awesome. And don't forget, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, a great afternoon, or a great evening. And I shall see you back tomorrow at 8:30 for some What the Dub. And now I'm going to press that button and take us all off screen. Thank you very much. We'll do that thing where we wave and look awkward. Bye.
Bye.
I'm out to fight.